Hello everyone, welcome to Rockshire Gaming. My name is Eric. Today we're going to be doing an unboxing of a new game from Cephalofair Games. We are going to be taking a look at Gloomhaven, Buttons and Bugs. This is the new standalone single-player game. It's obviously, as you can tell, handheld. Fits right in your hand, doesn't fit in your pocket, but yeah, this is going to be their newest game from their Grand Festival crowdfunding campaign they did a while back on backer kit. This and the new printing of Frosthaven are supposed to be shipping out right now. I just got mine on Friday, and yeah, let's go ahead and take a look and see what this looks like. Now, for all of you who did, back through the backer kit game and you're getting your different stuff in waves, or if you don't know about it, a lot of their products they were offering in waves. So Buttons and Bugs was technically part of wave 2. The Frosthaven reprint was part of wave 1. I'm still actually waiting on that. I haven't gotten a shipping notification on that one yet. And then I think pretty soon they're going to be closing the Gloomhaven 2nd edition shipping, and then they're doing a whole bunch of stuff with the RPG and the miniatures later on down the road. So they're doing everything in sections. So there is that. But let's go ahead and take a look at here the box for Gloomhaven. Now, as far as comparison for what I wanted to actually get off the shelf, here is what the box looks like next to Jaws of the Lion. So if you're kind of wondering what the, apparently my box has a little dent here, if you were wondering what the size comparison was to the other games, that is it right there. I'm not grabbing my regular Gloomhaven because that is 22 pounds and I do not want to lift today. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. Let me bring it up here a little bit so you can kind of see how the cover looks a lot like the cover to regular Gloomhaven. I like how they use the buttons there for the O's on there, and there's the side of the box right there, a side of the box right there, another side of the box right there, and then this side right here, which has a QR code to download the game rules tutorial and more from there. I've already taken a look at some of the game rules myself, going through here and looking at it. I don't remember, I know they were talking about it during like post-campaign updates and everything. We'll find out here in a minute, but I can't remember if there's any printed instructions in here. Let's see, it says on the back right there, which I'll bring out there for a second so that way you guys can see it. But it says Gloomhaven and its mercenaries get shrunk down in this unique standalone single-player adventure. That's all we get. This box includes 6 unique mercenaries, each with a micro-miniature character card, 8 double-sided ability cards, and more, 22 scenario cards with mini battle maps, 24 condition tokens, and then 10 double-sided monster stat cards featuring 20 distinct foes. It's for 1 player, approximately 20 minutes per scenario, and in order to be shrunk down and fighting against different monsters, you have to be 10 or up. I don't make up the rules, so let's go ahead and open up the plastic on this. So yeah, I was about all ready to come on this video and say that I never got my shipping notification, but my shipping notification got mixed up with something else that was arriving at the same time, so just not looking at my emails, I just thought one was for the other. So but yeah, apparently they are shipping this out, so if you did order Buttons and Bugs, you should be getting it pretty soon. I think right now they're doing pre-orders on the Cephalofair website, which they say they should be filling those pre-orders toward the end of March, or probably be the beginning of April. So again, there's the box without the plastic wrap on it right there. Very small, like I said, I can cover the whole thing with the palm of my hand right there. The whole hand covers this box. So there is that. Alright, so a little behind the scenes, I did actually go through and completely unbox this game, went back and looked at the footage and realized I was just way too zoomed out for this. So this hopefully is a slightly better camera view for this, so that way we can actually see what is in the boxes. Like, again, everything, just because of where the camera is up there, it was just way too high and not zoomed in enough for this to see everything. So even though to you I did just take off the wrapper, that was a couple hours ago for me, and so if things in here don't have their original packaging on them, that is why. So let's go ahead and open the box here and place that right there to give me a good spacing as to where everything actually is here. And first we are going to see that there is a Learn to Play book right here. Now there is a Learn to Play book on the Cephalofair website. Again, if you scan the QR code that is right here, that will take you to both the Learn to Play as well as the full rules. But we do have the Learn to Play rules right here, which do have a whole getting started section right here, as well as a QR code to go to the DIS tutorial, and it goes through with getting the scenario deck, doing a character setup, scenario setup, all of those things right there, using the monster modifier tray, condition token, icon, reference cards, and die, all that stuff. So how to do movement and attacks, other things like that. So that is what is covered in the Learn to Play. So you basically go through this while going through essentially scenario 1, and then after that you would use the actual rules reference on the website for going through and playing through the rest of the campaign. So let's go ahead and take a see what's in here. We'll take a look at the miniatures a little bit later, so we'll put those off to the side right there. We do have a few cubes right here, and we'll kind of go into later what the cubes do for this game. We do have some dials right here. Let's see, they are numbered 1 through 4, so 1, let's see, 2, 3, and 4, and then 1 without a number on it right there. The ones marked 1 through 4 do go with a corresponding cube right here. I don't know, let's take a look at these real quick. So we've got, let's see, purple here, green, blue, and red right there, and then we have just these random white cubes over here. These all correspond to enemies that you will face when you are playing the game. The cubes are actually going to be the stand-ins for standees in the game that you're going to put on here, and then the different color dials are going to be their health and whatnot. And then you have this one right here that is the player's health right there. That's what the blood drop there is for, and there's an example of the monster ones right there. So we'll put these off to the side here so we can still see them. We also do have our die right there with the 3 different symbols on there, and that will correspond to other things that we will see later on in this unboxing. So let's go ahead and take out the first 2 packages of cards right there. We'll take a look at this one first, because this is going to have our modifier tables on it. So these are the modifier tables for the monsters right there. You can see they're double-sided, so you got a very easy side here, an easy side right there, as well as hard right there, and very hard right there. The actual table dashboard that's in the game box, as we'll see later, does have the standard version of the monster tables in it. So we'll place that right there, that bag, place those right there. And then we do have the character version. Character version, again, the character dashboard will have the starting level 1 base table, and then after that the different classes, as you can see there, will have their own table going up to, looks like level 5 right there, and there is that right there. I'm not going to go through all the classes because, again, looking at it right now without having played, without context, all of these tables don't really have much context in them. After that, we do get to, it looks like, the different monsters right here that are going to be in the game. I'm going to go ahead and just show off what a card looks like, just the one side with the, looks like bandit guard. Sorry if it is a little blurry. Top camera is still just garbage. So there is that card right there. Again, no context as far as numbers go with the way the game plays at the moment. The other side looks like it is something a little bit beefier. That's why I'm not flipping it over. And I guess I will just show the next one, which is the Bandit Archer. Go ahead and show that one off right there. So those are examples of the different monster cards in the game. After that, over here, we do have the ability cards for the different, again, classes in the game. There should be 8 of them total. There's an example of one of them with the shield bash right there, and then flip it over to the skewer. That's what it says right over there. And so again, that is going to be an example of those, and each class again has their own. So we have 1, 2 classes, and then 3, 4, 5, and 6 classes. So we do have 8 cards, 8 cards each for the 6 different classes in the game. So that is going to be what we're going to see as far as cards. Again, try not to spoil too much because I would like to do some kind of solo campaign series on the channel pretty soon for all of this, which I think would be pretty cool. Now this is going to be an example of cards right here that, again, I already opened up, so we'll take a look at that in a second. I want to show off the dashboards real fast because of the fact that I've already talked about them with the cards, but again, this is an example of the standard table for the monsters, and yes, mine did come a little bit damaged right there, so there is that. But again, there is the tables right there for the monster. You can see right here by my finger that it does say standard. So again, for that, if you were doing a standard game, you would have that there. But if you were having them on easy, you would place the card right there, and that's what would affect that table right there. So that's a pretty cool way they do it. Same thing with the player one right here, is that you do have, again, your level 1 table right there that you're using, and then if you were then the level 2, you would place the table like that and change your numbers and your abilities and whatever else up right there. So that is pretty cool the way they did that and handled that. And then again, these are going to be your 4 monster dashboards right here that are going to have, again, your bandit guard is going to be placed right there, and that is how that works with the way those are designed. So I think that is pretty cool the way that the components are done up right there. Let's see, what else do we have in here? In here we do have our different tokens right here. So we got 2 token sheets right there. It's the other side, same as the other one. Place that there. And that's the other side right there. So let's see, we do have our character cards next. That'll be the next thing we show. So we do have what looks like Cragheart right there. And those are double-sided, so they do have the right up and level 1, level 2 abilities and everything right there, or ability cards. So there's that. We do have also the Bruiser. And the other side of the Bruiser right there. And these are out of order, like I said, from the way they were actually printed, because I already did this whole unboxing and then realized that, yeah, it wasn't showing up very well. So we've got Spellweaver right there, and then the other side of the Spellweaver right there. Then we've got the Tinkerer, and then the other side of the Tinkerer right there, and then the Mind Thief, and the other side of that one, and then finally the Silent Knife right there, and then flip that one over So that is all the character cards. So this is what our scenario deck looks like right here. And I will say, I don't know what the factor in this is and the card quality and all that stuff, but I will say, complaint I do have doing this unboxing is that after having this for a day, this is what my deck of cards kind of looks like. They are kind of warping a little bit. So there was no high quality silicone or anything like that in the box. So I'll see what I can do about unwarping them if I can, but that is just kind of how the cards came. You can kind of tell over here, even though they're off camera a little bit, you can tell over here that I'm pressing on the cards and they're kind of, you know, doing the same thing over there. So that is just something that does a little irk me a little bit, but doesn't, you know, not going to get too bent out of shape over that. So this is our cover to our scenario deck, as I said. Then the other side does have the scenario, or the, not opening scenario, but the setup for the game, I guess you can say, the backstory for the game there. So there is that on there, and at the end it does tell you to play through scenario 1. I will kind of show off the card a little bit for scenario 1 so you can kind of see what things look like. But right here is scenario 1, a rude welcome. It is a level 1 scenario, and it goes through like a little bit of that there and some other stuff on the card. And then it does say to read the collector card right there at the bottom. But then on the other side here is how the game is to be set up, or how that scenario is to be set up on here. So when you're doing that, again, this is kind of a test for me here, just to see how it look on the board. But you do have your card right here, and you do see your different spaces. In this one, you would take the blue and green cubes right here, and those would represent your enemies on the board. Again, this game doesn't have standees like in normal Gloomhaven, or if you're in the future watching this, doesn't have miniatures for Gloomhaven like the miniatures of Gloomhaven that is coming out, or already came out, depending on when you're watching this, sometime in the future. I don't think those are coming out until 2025, so if you're still watching this in 2025, welcome. That is how that is going to go. And then when you do finally, you know, have your miniatures right here, they are going to go on whichever space it is here that's indicated that is your starting space. And basically you're just using these cards as your board. You're moving around your green cubes here. I believe both of these are just the bandits. Both of these would utilize these two dials right here. Again, the green one is set to 1, so that's that. The blue one is number 2, so it is set to that. And then certain things on here are going to be hazards, movable hazard, or, you know, unmovable hazards, or, you know, things you could maneuver around, things you can maneuver over, depending on movement and that kind of stuff. But that is basically how that would go in the game. So that is pretty cool. Again, using the cubes and everything, with the scale and everything, this, you know, like I said, this does look like it is going to be a fun travel game for, you know, if anything, if you're out and about and you just want to play a game of Gloomhaven, you have that option right there. The only other card I'm going to show off that is in these cards, because again, I don't want to necessarily go over every scenario there, but we do have the icon reference card right there that is double-sided, so it allows you to have at your fingertips all the different iconography and everything like that for the game. Last but not least, let me keep putting stuff here so that way you can actually see it, is, hold on, putting the cards back the way they go. Now we're there, we are. Is going to be the miniatures. So as you can see, there are 6 different characters to choose from, showing off the 6 different miniatures here. And hopefully you can see with the Jaws of the Lion figure in the background, the scale that these little tiny figures are truly in. Again, you're going to be playing as just one of these through most of the campaign. However, there are a couple of scenarios that it does look like do have a symbol on the cards that shows that there is a certain character required to play that scenario. But overall, I like these miniatures a lot. They are actually pretty detailed for the size they are, and just look like they are going to be a lot of fun to play with on the table. And with all that said, that is everything for Gloomhaven Buttons and Bugs. I cannot wait to get this, truly on the table and start playing through it. Would really like to, I said, do this as a kind of mini campaign on the channel, outside of the other plans we have for doing campaigns here on the channel and everything. So let me know down below if you guys would enjoy seeing me run through this game from start to finish as much as I can, hopefully without dying. But let me know about that below in the comments. If you did enjoy this video and you want to know when other videos are going to be up in the same vein, or if you want to know when we do get into this campaign, when the next video is coming out, go ahead and hit that notification bell down below. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, so that way you are subscribed to the channel, and anything else, thumbs up, all that kind of stuff. I'd like to thank you guys for tuning in to this unboxing. This has been Cephalofair Gaming. I have been Eric. You guys have been great, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.